Scorpio, this is not a normal horoscope. This is not a weekly update. This is not a surface-level prediction. This is a timeline shift. Right now, a rare energetic window is open for you. But it will not stay open for long. By March 25th, this portal closes. And what you decide before that date will quietly shape your next 3 years, from 2026 to 2029. If you're watching this, it's not random. Scorpio energy does not move by accident. It moves by destiny. It moves when transformation is near. And transformation is exactly what this portal is about. What this portal really means. When we say portal, we're not talking about fantasy. We're talking about a powerful energetic transition period. A window where old karmic cycles weaken, long delays begin to dissolve, hidden opportunities start revealing themselves, and your inner instincts become sharper than ever. Scorpio, you are ruled by depth, rebirth, intensity, and power. And from now until March 25th, you are standing at the edge of a personal evolution. The choices you make now, the habits you break, the conversations you initiate, the risks you take, the boundaries you enforce, will echo across 2026, 2027, 2028, and 2029. This is not about luck. This is about alignment. Why 2026-2029 is so important for you. The next 3 years are not small years for Scorpio. They are restructuring years. These are the years where career direction shifts permanently, relationship patterns either upgrade or end, financial foundations rebuild stronger, personal identity becomes more confident and unapologetic. You are entering a long-term identity evolution. But here's the truth. If you ignore this portal window, you may still evolve, but it will be slower, harder, and more chaotic. If you use it wisely, you accelerate everything. Scorpio's hidden power during this window. Scorpio, your greatest strength has always been this. You sense things before they happen. Right now, you may feel restless, emotionally intense, slightly detached from certain people, drawn toward change, tired of tolerating mediocrity. That is not moodiness. That is awakening. Your intuition is preparing you for a bigger version of yourself. 2026 Preview, the reset year. 2026 begins as a reset. Not chaos, not destruction, reset. You will likely experience one of these. A career pivot or promotion. A location change. A financial opportunity that requires courage. A relationship decision that clarifies your future. But the groundwork for 2026 is being laid right now. The portal before March 25th determines, will 2026 feel forced or empowered? 2027 the power consolidation year. 2027 is where things stabilize. If you planted bold decisions in 2025, 2027 rewards you. This year strengthens leadership, authority, self-respect, financial independence. You stop explaining yourself. You stop shrinking. You stop chasing validation. Scorpio in 2027 becomes magnetic. But again, it depends on what you activate before March 25th. 2028 expansion and recognition. 2028 carries expansion energy. This is when hard work becomes visible, your reputation grows, emotional maturity pays off, spiritual clarity increases. People will start seeing you differently. You will not need to prove. You will radiate. But expansion only happens if you release old emotional baggage now. This portal is about releasing. 2029 the legacy year. By 2029, you look back and realize you are not the same person. Your standards changed. Your circle changed. Your confidence changed. Your financial stability changed. And it all traces back to this current window. That is why this portal matters. What you must do before March 25th. Scorpio, This is practical now. Here are 5 actions you must take. End 1 energy drain. There is one person, habit, or pattern draining you. End it, or create distance. Make one bold decision. It doesn't need to be dramatic, but it must be decisive. Clean your physical space. Scorpio thrives in energetic clarity. Declutter. Reorganize. Reset your environment. Protect your time. Stop saying yes to things that weaken you. Trust your instinct immediately. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Scorpio. Now that you understand how powerful this portal window is, let's go deeper. Because the next 3 years are not random events. They are a sequence, a strategic unfolding, and it begins with your emotional foundation. Love and relationships 2026-2029. Scorpio, love for you has never been casual. You don't do shallow. You don't do halfway. You don't give your heart without intensity. And that's exactly why 2026 is a truth year for you. 2026 emotional truth. If you are in a relationship, 2026 forces clarity. Either the bond deepens into long-term stability, or the emotional cracks become impossible to ignore. There will be no pretending, no illusions. If something has been off, you will finally address it. If someone has been inconsistent, you will stop tolerating it. This is not heartbreak energy. This is self-respect awakening. If you are single, 2026 may bring someone powerful, but they will test your boundaries. They won't be weak. They won't be ordinary. They will mirror your growth. The key question: are you choosing from loneliness, or from strength? Your answer determines your next 3 years. 2027 commitment energy. 2027 stabilizes love. This is the year where engagement, marriage, living together, or long-term commitment discussions become serious. Scorpio energy in 2027 attracts partners who respect your independence, understand your depth, don't fear your intensity. But remember, if you ignored red flags before March 25, 2027 exposes them harder. This portal right now decides healthy bond or karmic lesson. 2028-2029 mature love. By 2028, your emotional maturity increases dramatically. You stop chasing passion alone. You start valuing peace. 2029 becomes partnership power. Couples build assets, stability, shared goals. Single Scorpios attract emotionally intelligent partners. But only if you've released old wounds. This portal demands emotional detox. Career and purpose 2026-2029. Now let's talk power. Because Scorpio is not meant to be average. You are built for strategy. You are built for leadership. You are built for transformation. And the next 3 years activate that. 2026 career shift year. 2026 brings a shift. Not necessarily job loss. Not chaos. Shift. This could look like promotion, career redirection, business idea awakening, sudden responsibility increase. But here's the catch. If you've been playing small, 2026 feels uncomfortable. If you've been preparing, 2026 feels like expansion. That's why this portal matters. Before March 25th, ask yourself, are you operating below your potential? 2027 authority year. 2027 increases your visibility. Bosses notice you. Clients trust you. People seek your advice. This is reputation building year. If you run a business, 2027 grows your influence. If you work corporate, this is where leadership roles appear. But Scorpio, ego must stay controlled. Power without humility creates resistance. Use strategy, not dominance. Money 2026-2029. Money for Scorpio during this cycle is tied to discipline. 2026. You restructure finances. Maybe. paying off debt, changing investment strategy, building savings, starting long-term planning. 2027. Income increases, but so do responsibilities. 2028. Wealth-building decisions become smarter. 2029. You feel more financially stable than you did in years. But only if you avoid impulsive spending now. This portal asks, are you building long-term security, or chasing temporary pleasure, shadow work and inner transformation? Scorpio, your sign is ruled by rebirth. And rebirth requires release. From now until March 25th, there is something emotional you must face. It may be resentment, fear of abandonment, fear of failure, control issues, trust issues. You cannot carry these into 2026-2029. This is your shadow clearing window. Journal, reflect, forgive, detach, not for others, for your own expansion. What happens if you ignore this portal? Let's be honest, nothing dramatic will happen immediately. Life will continue, but you may notice delays, repeated patterns, emotional frustration, slower progress. This portal is an accelerator. Ignoring it doesn't punish you. It just slows you. What happens if you activate it? Momentum, clarity, confidence, faster manifestation, better boundaries, stronger self-worth. Scorpio, when you decide something fully, the universe rearranges itself around you. And this window amplifies that power. Take a moment right now. Close your eyes. Ask yourself, what version of me do I want by 2029? Successful, emotionally secure, financially independent, spiritually powerful. That version begins with one decision. Before March 25th, Scorpio, by now, you understand something important. This isn't just about astrology. This isn't just about predictions. This is about identity. Because the real portal isn't outside of you. It's inside you. And it activates when you decide. The one mindset shift that changes 2026-2029. Scorpio, your biggest strength has always been transformation. But your biggest weakness, waiting too long. You observe, you analyze, you sense, you feel everything, but sometimes, you delay action. This portal closes March 25th, and what it truly demands is one shift. From hesitation, to decision. Not perfection, not certainty, decision. The next 3 years reward decisive Scorpios. They challenge passive ones, the habit that blocks Scorpio destiny. Let's talk honestly. There is one pattern many Scorpios struggle with. Holding onto what's already expired. Old relationships, old grudges, old identities, old goals that no longer align. You are loyal, you are intense, you attach deeply, but growth requires release. If something drained you in 2024 or 2025, it cannot follow you into 2026. The portal is asking, what are you still carrying that no longer carries you? Answer that truthfully. Then act. Destiny activation 4 steps before March 25th. This is your activation blueprint. Not theory. Action. Upgrade your self-concept. Stop saying, I hope things improve. Start saying, I am becoming the version that succeeds. Language matters. Identity matters. Belief shapes behavior. Choose discipline over emotion. Scorpio feels deeply, but success from 2026-2029 requires emotional control. In the next few weeks, wake up earlier. Follow through on promises. Stop reacting impulsively. Build consistency. Small discipline now equals big reward later. Strengthen financial awareness. Even if you earn well, track your money. Make a simple plan. Savings, debt reduction, long-term growth. Security creates confidence. Confidence attracts opportunity. Protect your energy ruthlessly. Not everyone can access your time. Not everyone deserves your vulnerability. From now until March 25th, practice selective presence. Less explaining, less overgiving, more observing. That is Scorpio power. 2026-2029 Final Vision. Let's project forward. It is now the end of 2029. You look back at this exact moment, when the portal was closing. What did you choose? If you chose courage, you built something real. Stable, respected, profitable, emotionally grounded. If you chose comfort, you remained safe, but restless. The difference, a decision before March 25th. The spiritual layer of this portal, Scorpio, your sign rules rebirth. Rebirth is not dramatic explosions. It is silent transformation. It is letting go quietly, improving privately, growing steadily. This portal amplifies your rebirth cycle. It magnifies intention. If you focus on growth, healing, discipline, vision, you accelerate destiny. Why this message found you? You didn't click this randomly. Something inside you feels change coming. Maybe you're tired of repeating cycles. You're tired of underestimating yourself. You're ready for expansion. That readiness is the signal. And the universe responds to readiness. Final word before the portal closes. Scorpio, you are not meant to live small. You are not meant to shrink your ambition. You are not meant to tolerate disrespect. You are not meant to fear transformation. The next 3 years, 2026, 2027, 2028, 2029, can become your most structured, most powerful, most aligned cycle yet. But destiny respects boldness, not comfort. Before March 25th, end what weakens you. Start what strengthens you. Decide who you are becoming. Act accordingly. And trust this. When Scorpio commits, nothing can stop the rise. Scorpio. Now we go deeper than prediction. We go into design. Because destiny is not only something that happens. It is something you build. And the next 3 years will not just test your ambition, they will test your emotional maturity. The psychology of Scorpio success, 2026-2029. Let's break something down clearly. From 2026 onward, the Scorpios who thrive are not the loudest. They are not the most dramatic. They are the most controlled. Emotional intelligence becomes your superpower. When others react, you observe. When others panic, you calculate. When others doubt, you move quietly. Between 2026 and 2029, your calmness will become intimidating. But that calmness must start now. Before March 25th, the balance you must master. Scorpio energy naturally leans toward extremes. All in, all out, all heart, all silence. But the next cycle requires balance. Balance between ambition and patience, intensity and strategy, emotion and logic, loyalty and boundaries. If you overextend emotionally, 2026 feels exhausting. If you undercommit, 2027 feels stagnant. Balance is power. Building your 3YEAR foundation. Let's get practical. From now until March 25th, create a 3-year mental blueprint. Ask yourself, by 2026, I want to improve, blank. By 2027, I want to stabilize, blank. By 2028, I want to expand, blank. By 2029, I want to master, blank. Write it down. Scorpio energy becomes unstoppable when focused. Without direction, intensity turns into frustration. With direction, intensity turns into achievement. Advanced money strategy for Scorpio. Financial growth in 2026-2029 is slow and strategic. Not gambling, not emotional spending, not sudden risk without research. Scorpio wins through research, planning, long-term positioning. Between now and March 25th, Learn something about investments, skill development, passive income, asset building. Even one new financial skill can change your 2028 reality. Relationship evolution, the upgrade standard. Scorpio, your heart is deep, but depth without boundaries creates pain. From 2026 onward, you will crave peace more than passion. That means, you may distance yourself from chaotic personalities. You may outgrow dramatic connections. You may raise your standards silently. Do not apologize for growth. The right people will evolve with you. The wrong ones will fade naturally. The quiet glow up 2026-2029. Not every transformation needs announcement. In fact, your biggest glow up over the next 3 years will happen quietly. Private improvements, private discipline, private healing. Then one day in 2028 or 2029, people will look at you and say, "You've changed," and you'll simply smile, because you changed when no one was watching. This portal marks the start of that quiet evolution. The energy rule for this portal. Energy flows where focus goes. If you focus on drama, distraction, comparison, resentment, you delay momentum. If you focus on discipline, clarity, health, growth, you accelerate results. Scorpio does not need motivation. Scorpio needs direction. Choose your focus wisely before March 25th. Your 2029 identity vision. Close your eyes for a moment. It is December 2029. Where are you? What kind of person are you? Calm, financially secure, respected, emotionally balanced, confident without needing validation. That version of you already exists. But it requires decisions. And every powerful identity starts with one uncomfortable move. What is yours? Final warning. Comfort is the real enemy. The biggest threat to Scorpio's destiny is not failure. It is comfort. Comfort in familiar patterns. Comfort in average effort. Comfort in tolerating what you've outgrown. From 2026-2029, average energy produces average results. And you are not built for average. If something feels too easy, question it. Growth requires stretch. Final activation message. Scorpio. The portal does not close with drama. It closes quietly. March 25th will arrive. Time will move forward. The only question is, will you move forward intentionally? Or will you drift? The next 3 years can become your most disciplined, most aligned, most powerful chapter yet. But destiny is not handed. It is claimed. Claim it through action. Claim it through self-respect. Claim it through discipline. Claim it through clarity. And remember this: Scorpio does not fear transformation. Scorpio becomes transformation. If you've watched this entire message, that means something inside you is ready. Comment below. I choose power over comfort. Because power grows when spoken. This portal is not about pressure. It's about permission. Permission to evolve. Permission to upgrade. Permission to outgrow your old limits. In Scorpio, you are more than ready. Scorpio, if you're still here, this message is no longer casual. This is alignment. Because the truth is, most people will hear this message, but only a few will act on it. And from 2026 to 2029, the difference between those two groups will become very clear. The Scorpio DNA shift. Every zodiac sign evolves differently. But Scorpio does not evolve gradually. Scorpio evolves through phases. Intense phases. Silent rebuilding phases. Strategic withdrawal phases. Power re-emergence phases. This portal before March 25th is the beginning of a rebuilding phase. It may not look dramatic externally, but internally, something is reorganizing. Your priorities, your boundaries, your self-worth. And when Scorpio reorganizes internally, external reality eventually follows. Timeline simulation. 2026-2029. Let's visualize your timeline clearly. Mid-2026. You feel stronger than you did in 2024. Less reactive. More focused. You've already cut one draining pattern. You've improved one major area of your life. People notice subtle changes. Late 2027. Your confidence feels quieter but deeper. You are no longer proving yourself. You are operating from self-assurance. Financially, you feel more structured. Emotionally, you feel less triggered. That emotional control started before March 25, 2028. Expansion. Opportunity appears, but this time, you are ready. Not desperate, not chasing, prepared. Preparation creates luck. Luck rewards discipline. End of 2029. You are not the same Scorpio. You think differently. You spend differently. You love differently. You choose differently. And the old version of you feels distant. That transformation began during this portal, the protection phase. From now until March 25th, you are in what we call a protection phase. This means, do not overshare plans. Do not argue unnecessarily. Do not react emotionally to small triggers. Do not rush decisions from fear. Move quietly. Observe more than you speak. Strategic silence strengthens Scorpio energy. The Level Up Formula 2026-2029. Scorpio's next level requires 3 commitments. Emotional stability. Your power increases when your emotions are controlled. Not suppressed. Controlled. Respond. Do not react. Strategic patience. Big moves between 2026-2029 will require timing. Not impulse. Plan. Research. Wait. Then act decisively. Consistency. Not extreme bursts of motivation. Daily discipline. Small improvements compound dramatically over 3 years. 3 years of consistency can outperform 10 years of distraction. The 2026 warning. One important note. 2026 may test your ego. You may feel challenged. You may feel underestimated. You may feel tempted to prove something quickly. Do not rush validation. Let results speak in 2027 and 2028. Scorpio thrives in delayed dominance. The identity lock in exercise. Before March 25th, do this. Write down 3 words that describe the Scorpio you want to be by 2029. For example, disciplined, wealthy, emotionally grounded, respected, focused, strategic, independent. Then ask yourself daily, did my actions today match those 3 words? Identity repetition creates destiny repetition. The quiet cosmic rule. There is a quiet universal principle. When you decide internally, reality adjusts externally. But the decision must be firm. Not temporary motivation. Not emotional impulse. Stable commitment. Scorpio is capable of extreme commitment. Direct it wisely. Checkered flag. Final destiny message. Scorpio. March 25th is not magical. It is symbolic. It represents a closing window of heightened momentum. After it closes, progress will still happen. But slower. Right now, momentum is amplified. Use it. Refine yourself. Reset your standards. Reclaim your discipline. Rebuild your focus. And step into 2026 prepared, not surprised. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not unlucky. You are restructuring. And restructuring feels uncomfortable before it feels powerful. Trust the phase. Trust your instinct. Trust your evolution. If you've made it to the end of this message, comment. 2026-2029 is my power cycle. Because declaring your cycle strengthens it. Scorpio. The portal closes March 25th. But your rise, that begins now.